I'm here today with Christopher Straub, fashion designer, sewer extraordinaire, and quite frankly, jack of all trades.
I try.
You do everything.
I try.
You're amazing. So you and I both love to upcycle, repurpose, and one of my favorite things you do is make these inside out bears, which
Yes.
I own one of,
Yeah.
and I love it. So talk to me about how this came to be.
I wanted to make it cool and vintage looking, and that's why I did all the seams on the outside, and that's how they get their name Inside Out.
Okay, so you've got a little, is that a rhino or a dino?
Yeah, a little dinosaur, a
Dino.
little triceratops made out of vintage feed bags from the 1950s.
So just really quickly, if people want to own one of these one-of-a-kind bears for themselves or dinos,
Yes.
how can they find them?
Oh, just go to my website, christopherstraub.com, and you can click on contact and get in touch with me to see how you can get one of these made.
I love to make pillows and change up my throw pillows all the time because I get bored really quickly. It's expensive.
Like, I've seen pillows for $229 that are
Yes.
just nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like something that I could have done myself that you could have done yourself.
I went to my local thrift store and actually just picked up a whole bunch of shirts and sweaters. And these pillows I made are like flannel on the front. This one has sweater on the back. But one thing I discovered when I was making it is I was able to sew all the way around the outside because the buttons or snaps are actually the opening for the pillow.
That's great. So you don't have to do a finishing seam.
Correct. So then what's awesome about this is, again, I sewed all the way around. I can flip it inside out.
That's so fun.
dog
Wait,
on
I'm gonna get this little fluffy off of there.
And then you can just put it in and snap it up. One thing I do look for when I'm shopping for shirts or sweaters is some sort of detail. For example, this one has a zipper on the front, so it makes it a little bit more unique or special.
Interest. It gives it something special and a conversation worthy. You're doing what us designers do is you're mixing a print and a solid.
Before I move on to my next project, I want to talk quickly about fastening pillows if you don't do something with buttons. So if you can, here,
Yes, of course.
I've got two options here for people. So there is this sticky Velcro, and this is specifically made for fabric. So you can just stick it on, seal it up with the Velcro, and then you'll be able to wash it if you need to after. And then, again, making your pillow a little bit longer, you can apply these snaps to it with this tool right here.
Well, and these pearl head snaps are like very cool, very Western. So it works with menswear and women's wear. So these aren't overly girly, even though they're throw pillows.
Okay, my next project is I had some dining room chairs, and they had rush seats, which, you know, those are like those wickery seats, I mean, for lack of a better term. So they started to split. The kids were kind of over it because they would be sitting in their PJs and eating cereal and not enjoying getting splinters while it was
all
happening.
the little pieces sticking up.
So I decided to repurpose my chairs. So this chair right here is about to get a facelift. I removed the rush seats, and a lot of times I think people don't think about turning something over and seeing what's under there and how easy it is to go ahead and repurpose that. It's just 4 screws holding the seat in. You feel like and you can actually reupholster rush seats too, covering them with batting, but I ended up having new bases for my seats made by bartering with a neighbor. He went ahead and a little soup, homemade soup, and you get yourself
How do you get this pattern?
So that's a really great idea. Measurements, first of all.
Okay. And
then actually tracing the old rush seat. So a combination between tracing the old seat, measurements, and then kind of, the nice thing about this is you can kind of freewheel it, honestly, because it needs to definitely fit within
So that's a set
this base
inside.
But it doesn't need to be exact. In fact, you should leave some space around the outside because you're going to need to tuck the batting and the fabric in there.
Great.
So then this is just easy breezy. You basically I'm gonna bring this down. First of all, my first step is I'm gonna paint this. Paint this out into a different color because I'm tired of the green. And then it's really easy. I bought one of these foam pads from my fabric store. It's about like $3. And then you're gonna wanna cut it to size. And you can see right here that this is not exact or perfect at all. And then I'm gonna just place it onto here. Then I'm going to take my leftover fabric, and again, you can use an old shower curtain, a tablecloth, anything you might have, and I'm going to lay that down first. I'm then going to put a layer of this batting, and so the batting is important because it sort of softens the edges of the foam. So then you do that, lay the foam, lay this, and simply use your staple gun to reupholster this chair pad.
And how much tension do you put when you, I mean, do you try to do it loose, or do you try to push this down and get it really tight?
I like it tight, medium tight, because you don't want to turn it over and all of a sudden your fabric is pulled so you can't see the design. But the trick to this also is you do a staple in the front, middle, staple in the back middle, staple on the sides middle, and then begin working out until you finish your corners.
Yeah, because otherwise if you start in one area and work your way around, it's going to get kind of warped and
it won't, it won't be consistent. So you're going to be surprised when you see my finished chair. I think I did a good job on it.
I'm excited.
All right. Thanks so much for inviting us to your workshop.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. Any sewing tips for me?
I don't know. I'm excited to upholster. I'm not even thinking about sewing right now. This looks so easy, and I'm excited to do this on my own.
All right, let's check it out. I painted, sealed, sanded down my chair, reupholstered my seat cover, and screwed it in. Voila, what's old is new again.